When Arkansas became a state in 1836, the first order of the new legislature was to establish two state banks. These banks were to fail in such epic proportions that the legislature outlawed banking in Arkansas in 1846. Modern banking began with the passage of the National Bank Act of 1863. First National Bank opened as the National Bank of Western Arkansas in the original Fishback Building at 324 Garrison on April 1, 1872, during Reconstruction near the end of President Ulysses Grant's first term. There were only 5 other national banks in Arkansas. Though the offices were primitive, in 1878, a Holcomb acoustic string telephone was installed connecting the bank president, Bernard Baer, to his mercantile store 700 feet away across Garrison Avenue. In 1883, the National Bank of Western Arkansas leased the west wing of the Hotel Maine in the 600 block of Garrison. Fort Smith was booming but had no water system, no sewage system, no electric plant, no gas works, no fire engines, no paved streets, and our trolleys were pulled by small mules. In 1888, the newly renamed First National Bank built its first bank building on the corner of Garrison Avenue and South 6th Street. 10 prosperous years later, this building would be demolished along with the west wing of the Hotel Maine to be replaced by a gleaming white glazed brick building 8 stories high, designed by the architectural firm Sanguinet and Stats of Fort Worth. It was constructed by James Black Masonry Construction Company of St. Louis at a cost of $200,000. The whole city followed the year-long construction of this instant landmark containing 179 rooms for banking and a professional office space, a ladies' private banking room, and a drive-up window accessible from a horse or buggy or on foot. While the upper stories were filled with the most prominent doctors, dentists, attorneys, and insurance agents, there were also offices for the G.T. Kerr Institute where patrons could take an electric light bath or buy a Wilshire Iconico electric belt which promised to cure cancer. To celebrate the opening of the new theater in September 1911, renowned tenor Roy LaPearl sang to a crowd on the street from the top of the First National Bank building. In the summer of 1947, attractive, well-dressed 21-year-old Jane Ashby, also known as Isabel Tinney, half-heartedly poked a .32 caliber pistol through the bars of the teller's cage at bank teller George Miller, who pushed the gun aside and dropped to the floor. Miss Tinney quietly left the bank, but was apprehended an hour later when she used a payphone at a local 5 and Dime to call the bank to ask if they had heard about the attempted holdup. The national press labeled her the Cold Feet Bandit. The main hotel was torn down to make way for an expansion of the bank completed in 1958 to offer drive-up banking, this time in automobiles. Directed by the leadership of only 7 bank presidents, First National Bank has aided the growth and prosperity of western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, and now operated under First Bank Corporation, offering customers a complete array of financial services including banking, insurance, and investment services. Today, First National Bank, one of Arkansas's oldest businesses, is one of its strongest, more than 140 years later.